She wasn't even fussed when I showed her I could hack into the MI5 database.
From the very start of Slough House's Season 5, something felt different about Roddy Ho. Once the comic relief and the arrogant tech genius of Slough House, Roddy began taking center stage. Not for his hacking skills this time, but because of his heart. And that's what made his downfall so painful to watch. How love blinded him, why his loyalty was misplaced, and what this means for his future under Jackson Lamb's watch. Let's start with the setup that took fans completely by surprise. From the first few episodes, Roddy found himself at the center of chaos. A series of mysterious attacks, data leaks, and manipulations that seemed far beyond Slough House's usual misfit missions. What no one expected was that Roddy himself would be the target. The confident, self-proclaimed genius who always, quote, strutted around calling everyone else idiots suddenly found himself stripped of control. And then came the biggest shock of all. His girlfriend Tara was involved with the people attacking him. When the truth about Tara started to surface, Roddy's reaction was anything but rational. While being interrogated by MI5, instead of showing remorse or anger, he descended into a whirlwind of erratic behavior, jumping around the room, talking over his interrogators, and delivering bizarre monologues about his own brilliance. Roddy acted like a man who had completely lost touch with reality. But behind that manic energy was something else. Denial. He needed to believe that his girlfriend wasn't a plant, that she wasn't using him. Now, you might wonder, why would a hacker as smart as Roddy Ho be so blind? The answer lies in his psychology. Roddy has always been portrayed as someone who compensates for deep insecurities with arrogance. He hides his loneliness behind his ego. So when Tara came along, showing interest and admiration, he clung to her affection as validation. To admit she betrayed him would be to admit he'd been played. And for Roddy Ho, that would shatter the fragile illusion of superiority he built around himself. The show cleverly plays on this delusion. Even as MI5 presents him with undeniable proof that Tara was a plant, Roddy's defense mechanisms kick in hard. He insists she truly loves him, that she must have been forced to betray him, that there's still something real between them. He spins conspiracy theories, not to uncover the truth, but to protect himself from it. This isn't the cold logic of a hacker. It's the emotional blindness of a man who desperately wants to be loved. By the time episodes 3 and 4 roll around, it's clear that Roddy's denial isn't just stubbornness, it's self-preservation. He's trying to survive emotionally, even as the walls close in around him. And in one of the most powerful moments of the season, we see him call Tara to warn her that MI5 is coming after her. That call is heartbreaking. It's the moment where we realize just how far gone he is. Instead of accepting that she manipulated him, he's risking his career, maybe even his freedom, to protect her. What makes it even more tragic is that Tara doesn't feel the same. In episode 5, when she's finally revealed to have been part of the group hacking MI5's files, she casually dismisses Roddy's feelings. She even says that he's not really her type, driving the final nail into the coffin of his fantasy. That moment doesn't just expose Tara. It exposes Roddy. His genius with computers means nothing when it comes to human connection. He's a master of systems, but a fool in love. But before we feel too sorry for him, there's an important nuance here. Roddy's naivete doesn't come from stupidity. It comes from isolation. Working at Slough House under Jackson Lamb has always been humiliating for him. He's the tech guy in a team full of disgraced spies. He's constantly belittled, mocked, and overlooked. Tara made him feel special, like someone finally saw his worth. And in that emotional desert, her attention became his lifeline. That's why her betrayal hit so hard. It's not just about losing love. It's about losing the only person who made him feel seen. Now, one of the most fascinating aspects of this storyline is how Slough Houses uses Roddy's delusion to explore the dangers of self-deception. He represents a theme that runs through the entire show. The gap between how people see themselves and who they really are. Jackson Lamb hides his guilt behind cynicism. River Cartwright masks his ambition with righteousness. In Roddy, he hides his loneliness behind ego. But in season 5, that mask finally cracks. There's also an interesting layer of irony here. Roddy Ho is, by far, one of the most intelligent characters in the series. His hacking skills have saved the team more than once. He's broken into top-level systems, manipulated government databases, and even outsmarted MI5 cybersecurity protocols. Yet, when it comes to human emotion, something far less logical, he's completely out of his depth. His inability to read people is what undoes him. It's that contrast between technological brilliance and emotional immaturity that makes Roddy's arc so compelling. His downfall isn't caused by a technical failure. It's caused by trust. He trusted the wrong person. And in the spy world, that's the deadliest mistake you can make. Now, let's talk about the performance. Christopher Chung, who plays Roddy, delivers an absolutely incredible portrayal this season. He captures the character's chaotic energy, his misplaced confidence, and his heartbreaking vulnerability with precision. You can see it in his eyes, the moments when his manic laughter fades into quiet desperation. It's the look of someone who knows, deep down, that they've been fooled but can't bring themselves to say it out loud. The interrogation scene is a masterclass in tension. As Roddy jumps around talking about his own genius, there's a sense of tragic comedy, the kind that Slough House does so well. You want to laugh, but it's uncomfortable because you can see the pain underneath. The show never spells it out, but the implication is clear. Roddy's bravado isn't confidence. It's a defense mechanism. He's laughing to keep from crying. And that brings us to one of the season's biggest questions. Can Roddy ever recover from this? The answer isn't simple. On one hand, he's humiliated, emotionally shattered, and exposed. But on the other, there's a chance that this could be his turning point. Jackson Lamb, for all his roughness, has a strange knack for pushing his agents to grow through pain. If anyone can pull Roddy out of his delusions, it's Lamb, though he'll probably do it with a heavy dose of insults and sarcasm first. This storyline could also set up a huge payoff in future seasons. Now that Roddy's been burned, we might see him channel his pain into something productive, maybe becoming more ruthless, more grounded, or even more dangerous. His innocence is gone, and in the spy world, that might actually make him better. A version of Roddy who understands betrayal could be a force to reckon with. There's even a possibility that Tara's betrayal won't be the last we see of her. Slough House loves to blur the lines between personal and professional betrayal. If Tara resurfaces, it could put Roddy in a moral dilemma. Does he seek revenge, or does he still cling to his old feelings? Either way, it's going to be explosive. At its core, this arc isn't just about heartbreak. It's about identity. Roddy has always defined himself by what he can do, not who he is. This season forces him to face that. For the first time, his intelligence doesn't save him. His heart, the one thing he thought didn't matter, becomes his biggest weakness. And that's why this storyline resonates so deeply. Because beneath the espionage, the humor, and the political intrigue, Slough House is a story about broken people trying to find meaning. Roddy's arc reminds us that no matter how smart or capable you are, emotions can still bring you to your knees. By the end of the season, as Roddy sits alone, reflecting on everything that's happened, there's a flicker of something new in his expression, awareness. Maybe he's finally realizing that not every problem can be solved with a keyboard. Maybe, for the first time, he's seeing the world as it really is, messy, painful, and unpredictable. And that realization might just be the start of his redemption. So will Roddy Ho ever be the same again? Probably not, but maybe that's the point. His heartbreak might be the crucible that forges a stronger, wiser version of the character. One who finally understands that love, like espionage, is full of traps. And if Slough House continues its streak of character-driven brilliance, you can bet that Roddy's story is far from over. Because sometimes, it's not the missions or the gunfights that break a spy. It's the people they let in. And for Roddy Ho, that's a lesson he'll never forget.